You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is Black Hollywood Live. Just saying, featuring conversations on love, sex, and relationships from three sassy ladies. Black Hollywood Live. Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host of Black Hollywood Live, Just Saying.
Welcome to Just Saying. It is Friday. You are back with your favorite girlfriends. It's happy hour, right? Right? You got your cocktails. I know you do. Thank you for joining us for another evening of some girlfriend talk. I'm Diann. I'm here with my girl, April. And yes, Jennifer is back in studio with us. Welcome back, Jay.
Yes.
And all of you watching, we have a special guest in the studio tonight. She is a fashionista. She is a hairstylist. She is from Philly. She is born and raised from Philly, honey. She is a real black girl who rocks. She is a first lady, and she's a senior stylist of 32 years. She is a wife of 22 years, and she has been her husband's girlfriend for 25 years. So please welcome Yahné Young to Just Saying.
Hi, everybody. Hi.
Thank you for joining us.
So honored to be here. Really.
Well, since it is happy hour somewhere in the world, we
Yes.
hope you got some cocktails.
Well, yes, everybody's drinking something different today, which is okay. You know, we're allowed to be different sometimes. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have a cocktail because it is happy hour. So, grab a cocktail with your girlfriends, with your guy friends, whoever it may be, and cheers.
Cheers, ladies. Welcome back, Jay.
Welcome.
We
Thank
missed
you.
you.
I'm happy to be back.
Cheers, beautiful.
Cheers, beautiful.
Yes. Refreshing.
Yes.
So what's going on in the streets?
Oh, my
Update
God.
me. Update me. What's the
Streets
tea?
is going buck poop crazy. So we all know about the Oscars. I'll start there.
Yes.
And, you know, that the black community felt like it's been snubbed. And, you know, everybody's being opinionated. And the Variety magazine even went a step with putting an all-white Oscar on the front of the magazine that says shame on us.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I thought that it was really nice to see that it wasn't being swept under the rug, that it's like in your face, now you really have to do something about it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm hoping and praying that, you know, it will encourage change in a positive way. I know Cheryl Boone, the president of the Academy, said that she hopes by 2020 she will improve the membership for African Americans much more than than what it's been, and hopefully by having a voice in the membership on the board, it would be able to, you know, make sure that we're not overlooked or forgotten.
Yeah.
However, there was some flack that people felt like Chris Rock should not host.
Oh, he got
He
it.
better get that check.
Yeah.
He better
He has to
get that
do it.
check. Listen, the Oscars have always been very white. Out of all the award shows, I mean, that is the whitest of the whites.
Right.
I mean, yeah, okay, there were very few nominations, but I guess if any this year. But it's kind of like that's been the norm for the
It has been
Oscars.
the norm.
It is the
And
norm.
I guess, you know, it all stemmed from Jada posting her video and, you know, her opinion, which she's entitled to. But a lot of people felt it might have stemmed from Will not being nominated because this has always been what it's been for years. So why today is it an issue for you? But nonetheless, I feel like Chris should be there. And I feel like he should be there because if he isn't, that's not addressing the problem. But at least if there is one of us in there to, whether it's through a joke, whether it's through their presence,
cannot wait to
he's
hear
going
his
to
joke.
He's going
to tackle it,
I
yes.
think we get a more of an effect by having him host than him stepping down and not hosting.
Well, I think he's going to tell some jokes that are going to make a lot of people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So that'll be the good thing. But
Yeah.
what I'm most grateful about in this whole situation is, you know, when Jada spoke out, it could easily just be like, oh my God, another angry black woman, right? But when Will spoke out, all of a sudden, it wasn't just black people talking about it. Then I started to see the change in, like, the Variety cover and, you know, white actresses and actors that have spoken out against it. So I'm just grateful that, you know, he wasn't silent. and he spoke out in support of his wife.
My
Yes,
celebrity
yes.
crush.
Another Philly guy.
Yes,
Now,
I live for some Will.
the flip side of that is, of course, we're going to call it SD. Silly dimple knothead. No, Stacey Dash.
Oh gosh, she's like,
Yes. I mean, you know, everybody has an opinion. So, you know, she's entitled to feel the way she feels. But, you know, she was kind of coming hard at, well, she always comes hard at her own race, you know, which is bizarre to me. But then BET and everything else. But I thought, not to give her so much attention, but I thought it was really odd that the rapper Waka Flocka actually sort of kind of agreed with her to a certain degree.
Yeah.
He pretty much said that he believes she's right, but he also believes she's wrong. He thinks she struggled with articulating herself in a way that resonated and made the impression that we would have liked to see. But he says he totally agrees that BET is for black people, MTV is for white people. So why is people offended with the whole comment about, you know, BET is black? Why are you so bent out of shape about
wait,
the
does he
Oscars?
agree that we don't need Black History Month?
Well, this is what he agreed on in regards to that. He said, why are black people only celebrated 1 month out of the year? I don't agree with that. I don't think we need a Black History Month. I think we need a Black History Year. Why are we just celebrated for the month of February? Which I could totally, I can get with that. Why are we? Like, why isn't this something that's incorporated throughout? We don't just pop up once a year.
I agree, but I just think when we are not included, that is the reason that that we have our own. And, you know, when you look at the history of the world, I'm just going to say, I think integration is the worst thing that happened to us. Because when we were segregated, we had our own businesses, we had our own banks, we had our own schools, we had our own wealth, and we had a much stronger sense of community.
Absolutely.
And now it's like, oh, we are the world. No, we not.
Yeah.
No, we not. Just because
Sounds
we
good.
have a
Right.
black president,
Right.
everything is not great now.
It's not.
So-
Actually, I feel like it's going backwards.
Yes.
But, and not because of the president, but, you know, as much power as we believe we have with Barack being in office, it's still worse than it's ever been to me.
We don't.
You know?
Right.
So I don't know. But, you know, I found that
Yes.
topic to be interesting. So let me just move swiftly through here because we have a lot of stuff to talk about. DJ Khaled.
Yes.
Okay, so he's been in the media a little bit more than usual for some good things and some not so good things. But today we're going to talk about the good things. He's been on in the media because he has a Snapchat and his viewers has increased dramatically and drastically. And he's had this whole catchphrase, major key. And he has the key emoji and he's been putting it up and it's just taking a life of its own. The emoji key has grown 800%. Wow. According to
What?
Emojipedia reports. Did y'all know it was a report on emojis? I had no idea.
Oh my God.
800%.
That's amazing.
And he's even had major companies jump on board. He's had Uber. He's had MasterCard. So kudos to him.
Yes.
He really flipped
Okay,
that thing.
let me ask this question though. So that's great and everything, but is he getting a check from this? Like, how does it benefit him?
Yes, I heard he is getting a check. Now,
Okay,
how much,
good.
I can't tell you, but I was going to say,
Okay.
Diann, this is one of those ways where social media definitely helps you out, because I know we talked about that
Yes.
in past shows, but, you know, you got to figure out what it is and
Yeah.
how you can work it, and then you just work the heck out of it, and
Yeah.
then, you know, you come up with situations like
That's
this.
great.
A key emoji, who would have thought?
Right.
Do you think
Who
that was
would've thought?
accidental and he stumbled upon that success, or do you think it was calculated? Like
Coming from him, probably more like coincidental. I don't know. He just doesn't come off to me like a business planner type of,
Mastermind.
and I don't mean in an insulting way.
No,
I think
yeah,
it was just
clearly.
something he was doing, and it just worked.
And it caught on.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think a lot of people, particularly people that are successful, they try a lot of stuff.
You're so right.
Right.
You
You
always
gotta
trying
throw
something
everything
new.
at the
You're
wall.
throwing everything out there,
That's
and
true.
then when one thing catches on, you go, okay, let me ride this for as long as I can ride it.
Right.
So I would think he has, because just look at how long he stayed relevant.
Yeah.
Like he's way more than a DJ.
Right.
He's an influencer. You know, he's a DJ. He's a mixtape. He's a producer.
Pop culture.
Yeah, he's like-
he's been around.
Yeah,
It's not, you know.
Big belly and all.
Hey,
But you know
Did
what,
y'all see the
Diann?
shirt? The picture of him? Oh. Okay. Yeah, did y'all see?
No, but it's like
He was shirtless. Yes, it was disgusting.
Yeah, I'm
took
not-
his shirt off.
Who
Listen,
does that?
if I had to deal with Uber and MasterCard, I might take my shirt off too.
Well, I don't want no breasts. I don't want to put no breasts on no man.
You are out of control.
Your bra size can't be bigger than mine.
Okay,
This
that
is
ain't
definitely
cute.
bigger than mine.
All right, ain't cute.
So, okay, now I know everybody had to catch the whole Black China and Rob Kardashian.
Yes, for
News
Black
flash.
China.
Yes.
Yes, live your life,
Let me
honey.
tell you, Black China
You and
Rob
Amber Rose
has
are my
become
sheroes.
like the it couple in America. You got so many people like,
All
yes!
in one day.
Who would have thought? I don't even know
would've
how
thought?
this connection would be, but Yahné says Christmas dinner is going
Christmas
to be
dinner is
very
going to be
uncomfortable.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, upcoming baby shower, all that.
Well,
I'm
listen,
all
they
about
already
it.
had a connection because Black China was really good friends with Kim Kardashian, which people like to forget.
So true.
But they were posting booty
Right.
selfies
They were.
and
You're
all this
right.
stuff.
You're right.
And then all of a sudden, Tiger got with Kylie, and it was like,
It's messy.
Yeah.
It was real cute, right? When Kylie got with Tyga. Now it's not so cute
That's
no
not
more.
so cute. And let me tell you,
now Chris is like, shit, how am I going to deal with this?
But do you think Rob is like in on the jab of that? Like,
yes, and that's what I was
He
going to
loves
say.
every second of it. You gotta think, like, all his sisters are normally the one that get all the attention.
Absolutely.
I always say the men in that family are fucked up. Okay, they all got issues.
You haven't been saying
Okay,
that.
I've been saying that shit for a long time. But kudos to Rob, and I'm all
Yes.
with it. All
You
with
know,
it.
what I found interesting is that, he's always been hidden.
Yeah.
More recently.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not coming to the wedding. I'm not coming to the baby shower. I don't want to be affiliated. This may not be his exact words,
Right.
but this is what we kind of get from him not being
Right.
a part of everything else that they do that the whole world gets to see. So I find it really funny that he's real public.
Yes.
He's like, oh yeah, I'm going in her gate. This is my good side, He's like, oh, let me put my tattooed arm around your neck so you can definitely see
He's
that I'm
in the gym working out, trying to lose that weight. I know that's
so-
right. Get your sexy back,
I'm
baby.
here for it. I am
Me too.
here for it. I am rooting for Black China.
Yes.
Because she been quiet. She just been sitting in the cut like, okay,
Yes.
y'all go ahead and have your
Yes.
little fun because I'm coming for you
And listen,
one
Black
day.
China, if you tuning in, girl, this a tattoo worth getting. I don't know about all that future on your hand, but you go on and get that
All right. You better carry the Kardashian last name with that
We want
baby you
in
about to
studio.
have.
We want you to be a guest.
Yes.
Teach us how to get it done.
Yes, I love it. Can we talk about her best friend for 1 second,
Yes,
though?
yes, we
Can we
may.
just talk about Amber Rose? I told y'all
You
about that
told us.
damn finger, okay? Y'all ain't want to listen to me. Y'all did not want to listen to me. I told you that finger will change a
y'all heard
nigga's
it
life, okay?
Yes, Jen did. For the viewers who might not know what's going on,
gosh.
Jen told us some shows away that
About
this
a year
finger,
ago, okay?
yes, was magical, and we didn't believe it. But then Amber decided to hashtag fingers in your booty, a nigga, something like that, to Kanye. And, apparently that's a popular thing amongst men. Who would have thought? So,
My.
Jennifer is just...
I mean, I tried to tell y'all like a year ago, like, listen.
No, but what's funny is after she got on Twitter, there was no more tweets from Kanye.
Yeah,
Shut it
what did
down.
she say? She said, oh, now you want to delete.
Yeah, now that mother showed up.
Don't tweet and delete. I do not believe in that. Listen, own your
stand by
shit.
it, stand by
Own
it.
it.
Okay.
You cannot be an emotional Twitter person.
No.
If you're going to put it up there, keep it there because it don't make sense to take it down because
Yeah.
somebody done snatched it
Screenshot
right.
it.
Exactly.
And
You
then
see
it's
what
over
happened
there
to
in
McMill
shade
when he
room.
tried to do that shit. Okay.
And a
Another
few
Philly
other
guy.
people- No, we don't claim him.
We don't claim him? Okay.
Y'all might want to throw him under the bus.
Back to the
The
scoop
last
hill.
2 days, I could barely work. I just been like, ooh.
Yeah, so that's about it for
And
me.
all the memes.
Oh, yeah.
No.
They
Oh
did
my
a video
God.
with Amber doing this to Kanye's butt. What? Oh my God, it was hilarious. He on all fours and she like,
Listen,
Oh,
I'm gonna just say that the winner in all of this is Black China and Amber Rose.
Amber Rose.
Okay.
Yeah,
They were
I
there
agree.
together.
So They are the winners. Call them strippers, whatever you want. They're winning. Okay, not the Kardashians or the Jenners. Okay.
Oh my goodness! All
We're
right,
gonna get the
ladies,
show started.
Let's jump into our show.
What the hell are we talking about today?
We needed a whole show just on just her. It's been a busy week in Black Twitter. It's been a busy week.
Yes.
But in honor of DJ Khaled, tonight's show is called Major Keys to Marriage. So we're going to get into it because we're going to get some wisdom. We've got 3 married women on the panel tonight, 1 single woman.
Beautiful
but
single
previously married. So we got some wisdom we're going to give y'all. So, ladies, let's talk first about for richer or poorer. All right, so money issues are the leading cause of divorce. So an article in Forbes gave us 10 ways to prevent money from ruining your marriage. Number 1, spending too much on the wedding. That's a lie.
Goddamn, Diann is like.
I did spend a lot of money.
That's a lie.
And it was stunning. And it was stunning.
If I could have that money back,
Look at
shit.
here. All right. Discuss your debt demons. Understand your partner's money mindset. Have the same financial goals. Number 5, budget. 6, no secret accounts. 7, separate budgets for fun money. Number 8, set ground rules and come up with a system. Number 9, remember the golden rule. Treat your spouse the way you would want him or her to treat you. And number 10, call for reinforcements. So, ladies, Yahné, I'm going to start with you.
Yes.
Do you agree or disagree with this list?
I agree with every point.
Every point?
Every
Even
point.
the wedding?
Well,
The devil is a lie.
but my perspective may be different because I got married in 1994, and I think total my whole wedding was $12,000 to $15,000. And here we are 22 years later, and we got not only all that money back, but it was something that it was. Someone said to us, "You can do a big party like after your 10 years and really have a big blowout and spend money, but don't do it at your wedding because you're just starting out. So why cripple yourself going into your marriage?"
But don't you think,
But you know what? It depends on who you're dealing with. Now, my husband was a young minister.
Yes.
He was a chef, and his, what he made, it just didn't make sense for us to spend a lot of money. What I made, it didn't make sense. So we were in our lane.
Right.
That was where we were.
Right.
So.
Well, and that's exactly what I was going to say, is I think that what you spend on your wedding is all relative.
Yes,
It is
absolutely.
relative to what you make.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So lots of people spend lots of money on their wedding.
Yes, they do. And they're wonderful to
That's
attend.
the only people that you do.
And you know what? I was blown away when I first met you at to see African Americans, young African Americans, and throw ginormous parties, financial parties, weddings that were exceeding what I had.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. It exposed me. It opened me up. It was amazing. And I have your book.
Do you?
Yes, I do. I have your book. Absolutely. So yes, it's opened me up, even though it wasn't my life. So
Right. So, April, what about you? So, after marriage, do you think a woman should totally depend on her husband financially?
No, not at all. I think, and a lot of times, if a man is well off, you get caught up in that lane. Some of them want you to be in that lane for selfish reasons. Others just want to make sure that you're comfortable, you don't have to stress, and you can just relax and enjoy the life he's providing. But I think that it's always intelligent for a woman to have her own in some capacity.
absolutely.
She doesn't have to necessarily get out there and go to work each day, but she should have something that's bringing in an income for her that she's responsible for. If you are in a situation where your husband is well off, then what are you going to invest his money in? You know what I mean? I think it's very important to have that conversation because, let's just look at the flip side. God forbid if something happened to him.
Yes.
Yeah, you might have a will. You might not. You might be left with a gigantic amount of money. You may not. But at the end of the day, you have a peace of mind when you know this is mine. I've kept it going. It's my little nest egg. It's not a secret involved that he doesn't know about it, but there's an independence in the event of. It's kind of like that rainy day fun. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I think, I didn't necessarily do things that way because I was so in love. I was just like, peace, I'm out of here. I ain't messing with none of y'all. But later on, I opened up different businesses and, tried my hand at it. But in that capacity, I wish I had did things a little bit different. Maybe not got rid of my business completely, but kept it going and still enjoyed being in love.
Okay, all right, Jen. Now, when you get married again, how much importance do you think we should put on a man being financially stable?
A lot. Listen, I'm not marrying no broke nigga. Okay, I'm just not. I'm used to a certain lifestyle, whether it is from my ex or whether it's from me. Like you need to be able to maintain that plus. So I think you need to be financially stable. Like I'm sorry, I'm not trying to support you. I will support your dreams, but not your bank account. So I think you do need to be stable in your financial situation before you talk about you want to take my hand in marriage.
I think it is dumb, downright dumb for young people to get married and just be completely broke.
Oh, yeah.
I think it is so
broke is
dumb.
whack.
But can I say this?
That is not
when
fun.
I got married, I was 25. My husband was 24. He had great credit. He came from his parents' home. I had been out working on my own since 19. So I had savings, I had a career, I had already traveled. So when we got together, I really didn't expect him at 24 to have more than good credit. Because that's what you're responsible for. But he lived at home, and he took care of his car note, his insurance. He worked for his father, the ministry. And, he to me was a great match because he brought that to the table, and we've built from that out.
Well,
so,
I think you are an exception to the rule.
I agree.
Because let me tell you, I think it is dumb for young people to get married broke. Because your marriage, right?
Yes.
You get married, you won't have nothing. No, neither one of y'all have nothing but love. Okay, fine.
That
so y'all
shit
get
did not
married,
pay the bills.
but your problems, your financial problems
Yes.
now become the financial problems of your family.
Right.
Right? So
Yes.
so now you are bringing back home all kinds of stuff.
Right. Well, he didn't bring that. He didn't bring bad credit. You know what I mean? He brought something for me, that was the good thing.
That was your something.
Yeah.
That was my something,
Right.
the good credit. But again, I was already from 19. In my career, I graduated from high school with my cosmetology, my teacher's, and my manager's license. So I was already set up to begin. And it was amazing that when I met him, what drew me to him was his kindness. He was confident and felt very bold enough to approach me and to step to me like, oh, absolutely, I could be your man. And that was like, oh, okay, because most guys tried to water me down or they couldn't handle me because I did work and I did have a career. So it turned my head completely.
Well,
I just want to say this. I have to say this. I absolutely disagree with number 6, no secret accounts.
Yes.
Because I strongly believe, as a woman, you need to have your shit together. And you know how I feel about a little kitty. You need a kitty. Because let me tell you, these dudes will up and decide one day they are not fucking with you. And you don't have shit. And you don't know how you going to move out or get yourself together. You need to keep a little something on the side for a rainy day in case you got to make a power move.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with
Well,
that.
you know, I believe in kitties too, but I don't believe in the secret of it.
Right.
Right?
I don't agree with the secret.
Because we are very clear in my household that I will be okay forever. Forever. If God forbid I lose my husband, God forbid he lose his mind, and have to be put out of the Phoenix, I'm gonna be good.
Yes,
I'm always gonna be good. And I think it is dumb it is so dumb for women to get married broke and to get married and think that your husband is now the sum total of your entire existence.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with the kitty though. I feel like in a marriage, there should be the joint account, and I believe there should be separate accounts. Now, maybe you don't know what the separate accounts consist of, but I don't believe in secrets. Because if we're going into this marriage with secrets,
We may not need to go into this marriage.
I don't think that it has to be a secret, but I think you do need to have
undisclosed amount of money in your kidney jar.
I don't think he needs to know how much is in there, but just know I got my own.
So let me ask you, if he asks you, are you going to tell him the truth or are you going to...
You don't need to know.
So that's a secret.
That's your husband.
And you know what? I think we have to say this too.
Yes.
If you have a secret with your spouse, like what really is your relationship?
Yeah.
You know, like what really are you stepping into or accepting in terms of his character and his integrity?
Yeah.
If you know you got to hide your money from him. Or you can't be honest about what you
I
have.
don't think it's about hiding, but I think it's about protecting yourself because I'm telling you, these guys, you just they have a change of heart in
That's true.
like a New York minute, and then you're like, listen.
And you know, I've experienced. Obviously, I've worked with a lot of wealthy couples, right? And oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes, the man is the wealthy one, and these women are so just anxious to get married, or they just fall in love like April overnight, and it's the best thing that ever happened to me. And you know what I mean? And they sign these really bad prenups, you know, and I'm always like, okay, he has enough money to provide for you and your family, but what you're giving up your best years.
Yeah.
You're giving up not only your best earning years, you're giving up the best years of your life.
You're right.
And sometimes people fall out of love.
So true. Well, that happened in my family. I have my brother-in-law, my husband's older brother. He is a pediatric neurosurgeon, one of the few in the country, African American, and he was married.
Is he single?
Well, you know what's deep? You know what? Let me not even go into that story.
We're not going to go into that story.
But let me say he was married 23 years and just wanted something different for the second part of his life, and she didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
And it threw her. I mean, she's been re-engaged, and he got remarried within 2 years of leaving the marriage. But I know she didn't see it coming. And she never thought she would find herself at 51, single with 2 children.
Hello.
Yeah. So it can happen. And it hit our house.
It can happen. Be smart, ladies. All right, let's move on. All right. So, ladies, we're going to play a game. This one is called Two Can Play That Game. So, all of you at home watching us, we want you to play too. So, multiple choice answers. I need answers from all of you.
Okay.
Quick answers, all right? Don't think about it too much.
Quick.
All right. Your husband leaves to go out. I can't let April see.
I'm not looking.
I can't let April see. All right. Your husband leaves to go out with the boys, and you noticed he left his wedding ring at home. Do you A, put it up for safekeeping, B, go out with the girls and leave your wedding ring next to his, or C, find out where he is and bring it to him?
C, find out where he is and take it to him. You forgot this.
Hey,
you forgot
you
this.
forgot something.
Yeah, because maybe he just forgot it.
No,
I would put it up for safekeeping.
You put it
Right. I would
Jimmy, like, I'm on my way.
I know. I'd put it in the jewelry cleaner and it'd be sparkly when he got home.
I'm going to go find him. And when I get there, I'm like, yo, dog, you forget something?
Lord. All right. Number 2, you and your husband agree to cut back on excess spending, but the shoes you have been eyeing for months just went on sale. Do you want A, just say no, B, pay cash, hide them in the closet and hope he never notices, or 3, buy them anyway and tell him when he gets home as you wear your new shoes and only your new shoes?
3.
Yeah.
I love 3.
That's that reverse psychology.
I love it.
lady. You be like,
Absolutely.
these shoes? And then you open your legs and say, which
I'm gonna definitely agree with 3. Yeah, because it's like a drug. It just be calling me. So.
Yeah, 3.
I would agree. All right. Number 3. One of your exes texts you and you notice that your man sees it. Do you A, pretend like it never happened and pray he doesn't bring it up? B, text your ex back because you never know if you might have to, dip back. Or C, show your man the text message and let him know how lucky you are to have him in your life now?
A.
E.
A.
The last one.
Pretend like it never
A.
happened.
Pretend like because you mean nothing. You're not going to disrupt my house.
Oh, how you doing?
Yeah, you're not going to disrupt my
You
house.
was at ABC, I would do D. and
I
D
would
for
choose
me,
the last one, whatever that was.
I would would mention it, but I'm not gonna give it that much time and energy to be like, look who text. That's just way too much. But if I knew he saw it, even if I didn't think he saw it, I'm gonna let him know. Because sometimes they got to remember what they got at home.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I like
Jen,
that
how
too.
about you?
Yeah, I would definitely let him know, like, I'm in these streets popping.
And you thought Snapchat
You
was
might want to act right, okay?
All right, number 4.
Did you say what you would do?
Oh, me? I would kind of like floss a little bit. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Your chick still hot over here.
your chick bad.
Your chick good.
All right, number 4. It's your anniversary and your husband or your boo forgets. Do you A, forgive him and try and salvage the rest of the day? C, express your disappointment and make him sleep on the couch for a week?
What?
Or C, treat yourself to something really fabulous and expensive with his credit card?
Who wrote those questions? I don't think I wouldn't be married to somebody who could forget our anniversary. That's crazy. How do you forget the day that signifies when we became one?
They do it all the time in America.
And I hear that. I do.
But it's just hard for
That's
you to
crazy.
understand.
Yeah, that is a little hard. A little bit. But we don't have
I'm a
kids
spoiled
too.
brat,
So, you know.
I probably would pout a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't gonna do nothing to give him the power to be mad at me. Because if I pout and go buy something really expensive, then he gonna be like, you
Yeah.
done went and bought something really
Yeah.
expensive, and then he gonna be mad at me.
Okay.
So I think I would pout a little bit because I'm a baby, and then we would find a happy medium on what he had to do to pay me back.
LaShawn
Okay.
would never forget your anniversary. No,
You better
never.
not.
Never.
Okay, Jen.
I would probably go buy something.
How you doing? I'm with you, Jen. Go ahead on and forget it.
Yeah, we heard about you.
Look, I wake up in the morning with a lot of problems, but self-esteem ain't
not one of them.
Okay. Oh my
man.
goodness. All right. That was fun. All right, so let's jump into our next segment. Now, this segment is your husband. Is he your BFF, your BF, or just your husband? My husband is my boyfriend. He is my closest friend. I can confide in him, and we make time for one another. And that is from First Lady Sabrina Jakes, my girl.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you believe that your husband should be your best friend?
I think you grow to that point. I think you grow to that because you do get on each other's
Interesting.
nerves. You fight, and if forgiveness isn't the balm that greases your marriage, you can be you can just get sick of them. And what happens is something in your heart hardens up, and the closeness never really. You'll be living together, you'll be sleeping together, you'll be paying the bills together, but you won't be one or close. So I think it's important that you realize you will get there through trials and hard things and good things, but it's just all a part of the process of being with somebody till death do you part.
Right. So when you married your husband, he wasn't your best friend?
When I married him, I will say not to where he is now 25 years later. No.
Ah,
No.
interesting. Interesting. So, April. How do you honor your husband, honor your relationship and your marriage, but still ask for space? Like, ask that I need some me time.
Don't.
I mean, me time could be going to get a
it's nothing
manicure,
wrong with me time.
pedicure.
Well,
getting
like
your
that
hair
type of
done.
stuff. If it's that light and fluffy, I just
Yeah,
do it.
that's-
It's not really a conversation that needs to be
Right.
had, because we understand there are things that we have to handle. That's just not about us being together and handling it while we're together.
Right.
So that type of stuff is like, it goes without asking. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, babe, I'm gonna go get my hair and nails done today. All right, I'll see you when you get back. But outside of those things, we don't. Listen, I could be with my husband every single
Me
day.
too.
And be
Me
like,
too.
I'll see y'all chicks later.
All day.
Like, I don't need girlfriend time. I don't need to be away from I like
Say that.
my husband.
Say that.
And a lot of women, I'm realizing,
Yes.
don't like their husband.
She's so
they
right.
tolerate their husbands. They want what their husbands provide.
Right.
But I could be with my husband, like, real talk, no exaggeration,
So true.
every single day, all day long.
Preach, Sister April. Yes.
And I said that to him. I just said
She
that the other
just
day.
said that the other day.
I really like my husband. Like it blows my mind how much I like him.
That needs to be told though, because I think women sometimes we dumb down that we feel for our husband because other women around us may not feel that, so we don't want to make them feel bad. So it's like, oh yeah, he gets on my nerves, or I've been around women that get into negative talks about their husband, and it's like, that's not all jump on our men. Like, what do you like about him? Like, tell me what you love about him as opposed to the things that get on your nerves.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I could sit up under my husband
You can right
all
under
day.
that
all
left
day,
nut
every
all
day.
day long.
I could.
Okay, I want to hear what Jennifer has to say, because you're looking at me real side-eye.
I'm very much. See, I'm just not that type of person.
All right.
Like, I don't want to be around nobody all the time.
I feel you.
Like, I've always been that way. Okay. Like, I'm very much a loner in certain areas, and I enjoy being alone.
Gotcha.
Like, I love myself. I like myself.
Even when you were married?
Hell yeah. Yeah, I just, like, there's just certain things, like, I enjoy doing by myself.
Got you.
So I don't know if someone's ever going to change that.
I think it's liberating. It's liberating. So Jen, what do you think is the number one cause of divorce?
Cheating. I don't think it's money.
No.
I think it's cheating.
So okay, that's a great point. So then, is infidelity the ultimate irreparable sin?
Not for me.
Okay. No,
not for me.
That wouldn't be enough for you?
No, because I think it's something to have an expectation of perfection from a person, and thank God that's not anything I've ever dealt with. But my husband and I have counseled many couples who had amazing marriages, where the guy just made a mistake, or the girl just made a mistake, and they have years, they have a home, they have a family, and it would be a shame to throw it all away. Now if we're talking about you having a whole other family on the side, that's something else. But if you're talking about somebody, they made a mistake. I think you really have to look at what you have and decide how important it is to you to maintain it.
Okay, but okay, let's just look at this for a second, because I think by the time somebody really cheats or has an extramarital affair, by the time they physically are with someone else, it has been usually a long time getting there. It's usually, you didn't just meet her today, and it wasn't just a one night stand.
So it wasn't a bar.
Your ass been courting her for months. You've been tweeting her. You've been Instagram. You've been calling her. You've been going by her office. And all of a sudden, you made a mistake.
I do you one better, because I can't tolerate cheating. I just know I can't. I've been cheated on, and where are they today?
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Right.
I think going to a happy hour hotspot and chatting with someone else, I don't like it. But usually that's where it stems, like a meeting place.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we've met. You have had enough time to say, I see where this is going. Or this has the ability to go left. Or this is all wrong. Like, it's too many things, red flags, to tell you need to abort this conversation, get up and go.
Okay.
Now, you mean to tell me y'all actually got up together and left, whether in the same car, whether she followed you, whether you followed her? That is all planned. Because when you were sitting in the bar, you came up with that plan, or the restaurant, to go and see that plan through.
You talking right.
I can't deal with that, because you had enough time to peel off and make that left without her knowing and do the right thing.
Yeah.
So are you saying that they don't deserve a second chance?
No, not with cheating. I cannot give you a second chance with cheating. I can't. Because if you cared about me enough, you should have talked yourself down from that one before it even popped off.
So if your husband cheated, you're out?
I'm out. And he knows that. He knows that's a deal breaker. And it's a deal breaker for him
too.
He's like, oh no, I'll probably kill you before I leave you. But that's
I can't have you, ain't somebody else gonna have your ass.
No, that's a universal language in my house. I applaud those who can, but there's no way in the world I would listen.
And I would say, I don't know. I don't know if it's a deal breaker. I really don't.
Does it depend on the situation?
I'm going to tell you this. I do believe in giving second chances, but when I just feel like when when anyone cheats, there has to be some type of consequence from it, okay? Because if it's like, if you just are like, okay,
But like
whatever,
Kobe and Vanessa
yeah,
in the
like,
ring?
I'm gonna just give you there's no reason for him not to do it again, because obviously you're like a doormat, you know what I mean? It's like he knows like you're just gonna be like, okay, well, just go buy me whatever. I don't believe in that. I believe there has to be some type of consequence, and it can't, if it's a pattern, like, okay, whatever. I think everybody fucks up in life, whether it's cheating or whatever. We all have done something that we're like, damn, we shouldn't have done that.
Absolutely.
But what I'm saying is, if it's continuous, then I think
a habit.
Well,
yeah,
that's a
it's
disrespectful
not-
husband.
That's a choice that you're making.
But let me ask you this. What's the consequence that you feel is enough debt for a mistake like that?
That's the thing. I don't know.
I don't think there is one, because even if it's you ain't getting nothing, or you can't come in the house anymore, or you can't sleep in the bedroom, when he gets past that, it's like anything we go through, a hardship. It feels like it's, oh my God, this is going to kill me. I can't get through it. But when you get through it, you're like, oh, that wasn't nothing. It's almost because that pressure and that.
Maybe
it's
I'll
not,
go fuck somebody.
How you doing?
Listen, that would have to be, and that's crazy, because when it gets to that, it's like, you could find better. But, like, that's what would have to, like, almost in a sense, it would have to be something that crazy for him to feel.
Yeah.
But then who wants to do that?
Well, let me take it to the flip side. What if you see genuine signs of repentance? I'm talking about, I made a mistake. Now, do you believe that you can really change from a mistake like that? Like, can a person really come back?
Absolutely.
Okay, so then is it always you did it once, you can do it again? And I'm always on the back of my mind thinking that, you know, this can happen again? Or can you really move forward like, okay, you did it, you messed up, we've come back together, and now we're solid and we're better for it.
Yeah.
Like, that's just
I'm
another
single,
perspective.
So y'all don't ask me shit.
I believe the problem with that, the problem is the simple fact that you do it and we can get past it. But now you've broken the trust. I don't care how much we get through something. Let that man be missing longer than he needs to be
I hear what you're
missing.
saying.
You can't get him on the phone. You don't have any type of information
That's real talk.
to account for his disappearance.
Yeah.
Immediately you're going to go back there, whether you want to,
Right.
whether it just automatically. So the trust is what's been broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can get through it and have a great relationship, but I'm not trusting you 100% now. And the only way that could happen would be the Lord would have to come down and be like, listen, come here for a minute. I need you to trust him. Like, I would need to see Jesus like I see this glass saying, you need to trust him and give him. That's the only way. Because now everything I've given you, you've ruined.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if I could forgive my husband or not for an indiscretion of that magnitude. But what I do know is that my husband is so good to me.
I feel you.
My husband is so good to
hear
me,
you.
and I have such a beautiful life with him that I just ain't let no bitch roll up in the fingers. Now, damn it, but you might have to look.
Listen,
I just ain't stepping down.
Yeah.
But I don't think you
Yes.
would feel that way if he did go out and cheat on you. You wouldn't feel like what you had was so beautiful and
I don't know though.
not the power to the people, Diann Valentine.
I think that's
I
what's
don't
so
know.
hurtful about cheating. It's the betrayal, whether you saw it
Yes.
coming or not. Because like you
Yeah.
said, my husband's so good to me, but if you found out he has a side piece amongst all that
Right.
goodness, that's deception on another level.
is.
You know what I mean?
I've
That's
been in a relationship with a lie.
It's deception.
Right. You've
It's
been
a mistake.
sleeping with the enemy,
Right.
yes.
It's a mistake.
Right.
I know you told me not to shop no more. I was really trying.
That's a
baby.
mistake.
I was really trying
That's a mistake.
not to do it, but it was calling my name. I couldn't help it. I got a problem. I need Jesus.
But when you pull out your organ to put somewhere it does not belong, that's not buying a pair of shoes without his permission.
Okay.
That's not spending a little bit more money on a trip he said this was the budget to.
I just think it's really easy to say what we won't
Absolutely.
deal
So
with
you
and
get
tolerate
there.
until you at that fork in the road.
But that's my
I
point.
agree.
As
I
a
agree,
first
yes.
lady and my husband being a pastor, we counsel a lot of couples that go through that. And there is no textbook. We take each couple, we deal with them individually and what their situation is. And for everybody, it's different. But we always try to keep marriages together. That's our stance.
Yeah.
We try to keep marriages together.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
they
with
need to
you.
want to keep marriage together more than you. Because if you want to
Absolutely.
keep your marriage together, woman, you keep your stuff in your pants. That's how you keep your marriage.
Absolutely.
Look, we got a hothead sitting next to us.
Let me tell you something. That's a real chick. That's a real chick.
Well, we already know
there.
Sean can't even have no daggone friends. Look here, I don't text Sean unless I
She's
check
like, I'm your only friend, okay?
But you know one thing about April?
My number, the only number supposed to be in your cell phone.
She knows her husband is a magnet. He is a personality magnet.
He is.
And her husband has a gift that makes everyone feel, whether he just met you.
Entitled.
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't going to say entitled. I was going to say special.
No.
I was going to say special.
We've seen the dingbats who feel entitled. I'm like, I'm sorry, was our name on the marriage certificate or just me and his? Because I'm the only one entitled.
Absolutely. But she, one thing about Sean is that he never, to me, disrespects April. I've seen them from the beginning. But April is one that will cut a girl to the white meat. Like, don't even play with me. Back up, you know. So.
But my
play with my
husband
man, don't play
is a
with my
lot like
kids.
Sean. He's
Okay.
incredibly friendly.
Okay.
Yes.
Everybody who likes him loves him.
Mm-hmm.
We will be around the world. And he'll run into somebody he knows.
Wow.
He knew people in Bangkok. I'm like,
So wait,
what?
so let me take it. Do you play that sister thing?
like,
do you
what?
do you play women calling your husband brother and the women being
not
sister
brother.
type thing?
My husband has a lot of friends, women included.
Okay.
But ain't no bitch's sister.
Thank you.
No.
Y'all talking
No,
about me.
ma'am.
That's good.
No, ma'am. You don't know him that much.
You want
Right,
that the
Right,
family
and I
business.
don't want you hugging him when you see him, right?
Okay.
And I have had to check a few friends.
Okay.
I
Friends,
have
okay.
friends. I've had to check a few friends, but it's okay because I know that he is very loving and giving, and he's a great
Absolutely.
friend.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So he gets checked and they get checked.
All right. Well, you know, I've been there because I did that with a girlfriend, and interesting enough, I lost a girlfriend. Just because
Right.
my husband's so friendly, and I was like loaning him to her because she was going through problems in her marriage, and
Yeah.
he, Pastor,
Them
can I talk to
Brokeback
you?
Mountain
And
chicks
then one day,
love to
look,
get a loan out.
say it again. And I told him, I said, I just think it's inappropriate, and I don't like it, and it just had
Bless
to end.
your
But she was
heart.
my friend first.
Inappropriate, I
Though.
don't like
She
it.
was my friend, and she became
He's
his
so
friend.
sweet. She was
Yeah.
inappropriate. All right, let us move on because it's getting heated up in here. So next we're going to talk about our fabulous find of the week. We have one this week, and it is our very own April and LaShawn Daniels. She has expanded her Rock Out With Me campaign, and now it is Rock Out With Me couples.
Yes.
So all this stuff, you see her mouthing off. Did you see her the bass raise in her voice? She might be on to something right. So y'all need to bless yourselves and get involved with what they're doing. And okay, so this is how you can get more information. Go to rockoutwithmecouples.eventbrite.com. They are doing,
Yes, we're
Tell us
doing
about
a
it.
4-week online session about love. It's called Love Lessons. We are discussing everything from the God sent mate to keeping it 100 in the bedroom to the fake friends that come to kill, steal, and destroy. You know what I'm talking about. We keeping it 100 for real. Like we don't have no gray areas. We've been very transparent since we stepped foot in front of the camera. We want to share our trials. We want to share our victories and, give some insight on how to have happy marriages because they do still exist.
Absolutely.
So if you want to attend, it starts February 10th, and you can go to www.rowmcouples.eventbrite.com to purchase your ticket and to find out more.
and you've been married 15 years?
Yes,
14?
in June it'll be 15.
15.
And I've
15
been with my
years.
husband for 16.
Wow.
Yes,
They
so-
doing something right. They're
Yeah,
doing something
absolutely,
right.
absolutely.
So before we finish up today's show, why don't you all give us one last piece of advice about marriage keys, shall we say, and tell our viewers how they can stay up with you. We'll start with you, April.
Okay. I think I think the most important thing in relationships is your faith with your mate. I think you cannot eliminate God out of a happy, healthy, successful relationship. But aside from that, which is, that's the number one main thing. But aside from that is, I think you really, and it just hit me the other day, I just had this conversation. You have to really like who your mate is. You really have to like them. That like keeps your respect in line. That like keeps your love in line. That like keeps your loyalty in line. Mm-hmm. Liking them is the catalyst to wanting to make sure all the other areas are complete. And I think without it, you cannot, have a great relationship in addition to your faith. I am April Daniels across all social media platforms. Make sure you guys go get your tickets to Rock Out With Me couples. And it's not just limited to couples. It's also singles, people wanting to be in relationships. So, get the information from, where it's hot and popping.
Okay, well, clearly I haven't figured out the keys to marriage, so I'm just going to tell you guys what I think, because, whatever, we're just giving our opinions
It's important,
here.
yes.
So I think first for me that the guy has to have a relationship with God, because that's very important in my book. I need to know that you have faith and we just have the same beliefs when it comes to religion. So I think that's very important. I think communication is key. And I also think that they should be financially stable. Also, I'm not even going to look your way. I might have fun with you, but I definitely won't marry you. So that's just how I think. That's my advice. You could definitely keep up with me on Twitter at I am Jennifer and on Instagram at JenniferWilliams17. And don't forget to watch me on TV One, February 10th on the next 15th.
Well, I think it's important to stay sweet and be a wife and not a knife. I think you have to remember that sweetness is what we can do as women. Men aren't sweet. They are sweet in terms of being good to us. But a woman, when she throws her sweet thing on, it's nothing like it. It can change a house with no electric, a whole different environment. Just being sweet. So I think it's important that we teach our girls. Everybody's so tough and independent and taking care of business that we've forgotten how to be sweet. So I think that's important. And I'm First Lady Yahné Young, and you can check me out on Instagram, Lady Yahné, or at our church's site at PB Temple Inc. All right, so look forward to hearing from you.
Ladies, the keys to marriage. I feel like I'm a newlywed. I've only been married for 6 years, but it has been truly probably the best 6 years of my adult life. I would say it's real simple. It's just love. Love can hide a multitude of sins. Love can heal the wounded. It can heal the sick. It can make a blue sky gray, a gray sky blue. So I would just say if you can just love each other, because when you love each other, you talk to each other differently. When you love each other, you wake up in the morning and you think about, how do I make his life better? How do I make his day better? So I feel like as long as you can love each other, then you can get through anything.
Absolutely.
I'm Diann Valentine. Thank you for joining us. We will see you next week. God bless you. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Cheers.
Executives Kevin Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff. We would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio, Instagram @KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in. The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.